Hey everybody, me again, jumping into these lives, trying to be better at talking about the thing and believing in the thing. Um, so I'm diving into my journey into entrepreneurship and sharing some of those ups, those downs, the what is it, the good, the bad, and the ugly in my journal, in my journey, excuse me, in my journey to selling my guided journals through the Amazon KDB platform, right? But also in person because the goal is to for me to reach 100 journals in this calendar year of 2024 and being persistent about it because studies show that most small businesses don't even make it to year 5. So when looking at my journey, I'm in year 2 and I'm really hopeful that I will get to the 5, and I understand that perseverance is a part of that. Endurance is a part of that. Faith is a part of that. There's a lot of things that come up that are a part of the entrepreneurship journey. And I don't think that all of those things are talked about, right? You see a number of people that say, "Oh, I'm making these six figures every month," but I don't feel like everybody's talking about what it takes to get to those six figures, right? And yeah, what does it take to get to those six figures? I want to know because I want to be one of those people. And the idea is that I share my journey with you so that you can get some nuggets from it, but also I love going on these lives because it gives you, my community, a chance to kind of have real time dialogue with me, because maybe we can learn something from one another, right? I don't have all of the answers. That's not what this is about, but I do have some experience and I want to share that experience with you. As I mentioned, I'm in year 2 of my journey. So I started in October of this is 24, right? So October of 2022, I started I saw a video. I saw a video that was like, "Oh, I make whatever six figures a month selling the blank journals on Amazon KDP." And I literally sat there with that video side by side and went through all of the steps. So already had Canva, and I think that whatever I did all of the things, like already had my Canva, had it for a few years, but they mentioned book vault, so I just went through using that video and going through the process to get my first set of journals out. And they were okay. They were okay. I have since taken those down and redesigned them. So October of 2022 was the launch of my step into this path of guided journaling. And I'm someone that is an active journaler. I've journaled since I could write. It's been something that's been a part of my natural practice, which is why I was inclined to do this. And that's also one of the things that I've heard from people, like, you want to be aligned with what you're doing in some kind of way because this journey of entrepreneurship has its ups and downs, right? So if you are not connected to it outside of the financial space, it's going to be hard to endure the thing when the money is not looking great, right? Um, and I did experience that because in another life, before I decided to sell journals, there was that big athleisure, and it's still going, that big athleisure plug. And I tried to jump on that, or I did jump on that, but I am not an athleisure person. So um, as the challenges came, it was easy for me to fall back on that, right? I didn't have the perseverance. I was not persistent enough to get through that thing and really dig into how to make it successful. I just fell back. So this is me starting a new journey into entrepreneurship. So 2022, the path was like, yeah, didn't sell much. And then in 2023, I looked at what I had, looked at my product, um, and I remember people saying things like, your book can go up there, but there are still other things that you need to do, right? There's still other research and things. So research is definitely a part of this journey, journal. Research is definitely a part of this journey. Um, so I looked at what I had and decided that I needed to revamp, and I wanted to look at the covers, like the covers of the journal specifically, looking at something that was more appealing to me, but also doing research, right? So there's the market, and the market can easily get flooded, and I think the word is saturated. So I began to also think, how can I make my journal stand out, right? And in that, I thought about the guided journals. So these journals not only have affirmations in them, but they also have prompts. I collected some affirmations and quotes over the past years that I was using for myself. And I began to include that as the template for the journals. And then in this second iteration of them, going through and adding the guided prompts to them. And those took off. So I sold 80 journals in 2023. So 2022, right? And but 2023, I did see some success. I saw 80 journals. And because I saw 80 journals, my goal for 2024 was to do 100 journals. Um, I wanted to have some type of goal that was realistic, right? So my minimum goal, my bare minimum goal, I will feel good if I sell 100 journals this year. And over the last couple of days, I've been jumping on live to just talk about how I'm getting to that 100. And part of it is looking at the research, the data, the details, and things like that. That's another thing that I've seen on some other YouTubers' videos, some other entrepreneurs' videos, is that you have to look at your data, right? And data can seem like or to me, sometimes data seems like a very intense thing, but numbers are simple. Like, this is what happened, this is what you want, what's the difference? So me telling myself that, hey, take your emotion out of it and look at the numbers and see where you are, has been a really great thing. So much so that one of my highlights, the last video, I said I was at 80, and one of my highlights is that I've actually moved to 83. I'm looking at the notes on my phone, that's why I'm looking down. I've moved up to 83 sales. And to be very specific about what my sales are looking like, I'm selling both on Amazon KDP, and I'm also doing some direct sales because it's just working out better for me numerically to do some of those direct sales through of the journals. And looking at my numbers, this is one of my journals that's focused towards dancers, dance educators, and this is the top selling one online. It's the top selling one online. Still created this in Canva. I did uh, pay for a artist to design the image and so forth, right? So I spent a little more money on this one, but still designed the interior in Canva. Did all of the page nation and things like that, and book vault, and am selling this on the Amazon KDP platform. So this one is the top selling online, right? And this one is my top selling person to person, like direct sales. So this is the top selling. My numbers are looking like, opening up my notes. My numbers for this are looking really good. And I'm saying my numbers, right? Because one of my takeaways, one, is to definitely research, and to two, to have it in your day, like, or not in your day, but have it in your plan to sit back and assess what's going on. So my check-in day is Saturday, which is the day that we're coming on this live. So all of this information is kind of new to me, which is why I have to look down at my notes. But I usually do Saturdays for like a 3-hour chunk to look at what my sales were and to then chart out my plan for the next week. So I am making data research actions. That sounds really, really crazy. It doesn't feel that formal when I'm doing it, but that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my data and my sales. So I've created a chart in Google to say like this is the journal. This is how many sales we had online. These are how many sales that we had direct person to person sales. And I'm also including yeah, any direct, that direct means person to person for me. I don't know if that's the like business term for it. I mean, feel free to drop any of your thoughts and your notes in there to help us go forward. Um, and the other thing that I do is I celebrate. So, three things that I think are really successful for entrepreneurs is one, to do that research, including data. Um, two, to have a planned day to check in, like a scheduled check in for that. And three, to celebrate, right? Like this entrepreneurship journey it's a roller coaster, and I don't even think it just goes up and down. I think it goes like all kinds of so I celebrate in my phone, because my phone is like the tool that goes with me everywhere. In my phone, I set a little like list for myself. So before I started my goal of selling 120, or when I set my goal of selling 100 journals in my mind, I then went into my phone and thought, okay, you got a year to do this. How are you going to pace yourself through it? How are you going to stay encouraged through the journey? So I gave myself little goals like, first five, we're going to do this. First five sales, you're going to do this. First 10 sales, you're going to do this. First 20, 30, all the way down to 100, right? So little varying degrees of celebration, right? So I'm at 83, and I looked more specifically at my data and saw that I reached a certain amount of online sales. And today I get to celebrate that thing. So making it easy. My mantra for life is keep it simple, sunshine. So go into my phone. Where are we at? What's the celebration that we're having for this thing? Sometimes I go as far as to even give a link to it so that I don't get caught up in not acknowledging my success, right? So if you're on this entrepreneurship journey, remember that it's going to have its ups and downs, and it's very important to practice um, gratitude, right? It's because during those good times, it's very important to celebrate those good times, because you're going to need that to get through some of those more challenging times. Remember to research, look at your data. Remember to schedule that time to sit back and really treat your business like a business if you want it to be a business. I heard that somebody said that, and I was like, ooh. And remember to celebrate. If you have any thoughts, please remember to share them in the comments below. Or if you have any questions that I can address on the next video, because I have 13 days. Oh, I forgot this. I have 13 days, excuse me, until my next event, or my first event. I'm tabling at an event, and my goal is to get to, like, it would be so beautiful if I sold 30 journals during that event, right? So 13 days to that. I'm pretty sure I'm do a check-in before then, but let me know your thoughts. And you can even look in the details below. I'll leave a link to my journal collection so that you can purchase if you want. But more importantly, offer some feedback, offer some suggestions, because speaking to your audience, providing a service for the audience, your audience, is really what it's about. And, other than that, subscribe, check me out later. Take care. Oh, we wanted to end. Can we? Faux pas. There we go. Goodbye for real this time.